This is the Thursday evening. Welcome to Imran's episode two. Let's try call it episode two of this live video. This week, I just wanted to talk to you about running shoes. I hope you have recovered. That's just want to let you know. I hope you have recovered from the Mercedes Marathon. If you have not recovered, continue walk, um, run, and try to use the stick and just continue. I already start running. Actually, I have not stopped running, so I'm training for 100 mile or so. Hopefully, this process that I'm using will see. Just gonna start talking about all the shoes that I will talk about today. I'm not sponsored by any shoes. I do get the shoes once in a while, and I win in the prizes and so on. And I buy those shoes. So today I'm just going to talk about all the shoes that I use, road running shoes. As you know, I'm a trail runner as well as a road runner, and I'll go to some of my oldest one I used to do when I started running back in 10 years ago. Hold on, let me pick this up. It's on the floor. Uh, this is Asics. Asics was my first shoes, first road running shoes. I really liked it because it used to be very cheap, the price wise, and I was able to afford it. Now the Asics 2100 series. That's what I used to wear. Now it has gone to 2000 series. So as you can see, the Asics has kind of changed their model and how they do it. My wife still wears those shoes, but I only wear Asics. And I don't have Asics shoes, active shoes anymore. But just want to bring that said. This is my oldest pair of shoes that I have. So the next line of shoes that I use is extensively Hoka. This was not my first pair of road Hoka, but this was a road Hoka. As you can see, it was really a lot of cushion. And as I go forward, you'll start seeing the theme that I have. That how do I choose my shoes? So this is very thick. So Hoka Bondi was my first Hoka shoes that I wear that I had. So one of the nice thing about this Hoka is it has a lot of cushion, and those cushions are really strong. And I think I wear this is about uh, uh, 800 miles. As you can see, I still pronate on this side. I do still do it. All my shoes, it looks like I ate the whole part. Look at that. Look at that, eating the whole part. But that's okay. I mean, that's part of the things you do. So I do like Hoka. I'll show you the Bondi, but I'm waiting for Clifton Hoka Clifton. So hopefully that will arrive, and I'll train on it. When I talk about the trail running shoes, I'll bring you some of the other Hokas that I do in the trail running. But next week will be the Hoka trail running shoes. We'll discuss. Just give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Just hold on. The next shoes, over the years I wear several different shoes. Uh, I still Nike was since I started pacing um, Chicago. They send me a Nike shoes. So this is a Nike shoes. As you can see, Nike. I like a Vomeros. That's my brand. And like I said, theme is here is a cushion. I'm more I, as I'm getting older, as you can tell. I'm looking for more cushiony shoes. Has a lot of cushion. So I like a Vomero. This is last year's brand. I could not find this year's. I have it somewhere here, but I do rotate all these shoes that you as you see them. I wore this today when I ran about 5 miles. I think I wore it yesterday as well. So I do. This is still active shoes that I continuously wear. But this is a Nike Vomero. I was not familiar with Nike till I started pacing Chicago because we as a Nike pacer at Chicago we definitely have to wear all the Nike shoes, and they do send us a Nike shoes. That's really I have fallen in love with this brand, the Nike Vomeros, and they are now I think it's 11 Vomero 11. Maybe you want to give it a try, but Nike has a kind of they're not as big as a Hoka that you saw earlier, but they do have enough cushion for me, and this is pretty fast shoes. I like it when I'm racing. I think this is the shoes I wore when I BQ'd at Seven Bridges last year. As you can see, I like it. I still like to race on the Vomeros. So that's that. This is here Brooks. Um, this is Brooks. I was not really ever familiar with Brooks. I never had a Brooks shoes. I really didn't care for it, but I was in some contest, and I won won the shoes, and then they said I could have any shoes as long as I'm within the budget. So anyway, this was the shoes I got, and it's, as you can see, is again talking about the cushion I have. They talk about, I'm not an expert on shoes. I'm bringing some of shoe expert and Emran's podcast. Come to listen to Emran's podcast. We'll talk about the shoes as well as talk about other things. As you know, I'm just a user, and this has been really good shoes for me. And back to pronation, I still eat this, chop this up, even from Hoka to whatever. So as you can see, I am really bad at wearing shoes, and but one thing I've noticed, we'll talk about it next week when I talk about trail running shoes. I'm not as pronate like this on trail running shoes, but it's only road running shoes. I don't know what's the deal with that, but somebody said that it's a natural thing to do. So I'm using this. This is still active. I think it's close to 400. I use this. I really like the look of the shoes. So as you see me around town, I'm just walking around. I actually wear these shoes now around town. By the way, the Asics and some of the old shoes, I use it for cutting grass or doing things. But this probably I'll clean it up a little bit and start not use for running anymore. Just use it around town. I still need a cushion to when I'm running around town. So new shoes, the newest version of shoes that I'm wearing, this funny looking shoes. Never used to it, and I have seen my friends who were wearing. They loved it, and I was not familiar with it. But definitely, this is Altra shoes, new brand. I am gonna podcast. I'm gonna interview the founder of Altra in coming days. This shoes I got when I was pacing Miami recently, and I was told that we had an option to get an Altra shoes, and I definitely got one. As you can see, even here is what I'm doing is I'm looking for a lot of cushion shoes, and it's called zero drops. There's a lot of terminology goes. It's zero drop shoes. When I bring the founder, we'll talk to him about all the zero drop shoes and what is this all about. But as you can see, this is a toe itself is a little different. Most of the traditional shoes. Hold on, let me pick this up. As you can see, the difference between most of the traditional shoes that we wear is kind of have a narrow toe, but it's this one right here in the front is kind of wide, kind of shaped a little differently. That's their way of Altra shoes way of doing things, and like I said, I'm still pronating this way. But one thing I like about Miami, it was raining and it drained pretty good, pretty well, and I wore it at a Mercedes. I'm not sure I would like to race with this because, like I was telling you earlier, I'm used to racing with the Vomeros, Nike, but it's a cushiony. But I'm not sure about I'll race with this. Definitely, I'm going to continue pace different marathons or whatever, or train a little bit more with Altra shoes. Altra is a lot of my trail running friends. I remember wearing them, and I don't have a trail running shoes in Altra. Most of mine is a Hoka or a Salomon, but I will continue try these shoes and see how it feels. So, as you can see, the cushions are different, but they do drain, and then they have really good cushion. I like this shoes. So any questions so far? Before I think I'm down to the last one. I know some of you still out there hanging and listen to me. Hopefully, do I sound okay to you? This one, I got this. I had some money to spend. Only thing has happened is I have not tried this at all. This is a Bondi. I don't know what Bondi it is. Let me look at this box here. I think it's a Bondi 3. I think now it's a Bondi 5. Bondi was my first Hoka Bondi. It's Hoka 1-1. This was the first brand that I was introduced to Hoka, but now I have tried different Hokas, and I'm waiting for a Clifton. So this is a brand new shoes. I have not wear it. Hopefully I will try it soon, or maybe maybe I'll try to rotate with other shoes. This is the last pair that I want to talk about. As you can see, we have different shoes. And if you live in Birmingham, Tracksack, Flick Feet, Mountain High, some of these places they have these shoes. I'm not sure exactly where they have Ultra shoes. I think they were at the expo. So I'm assuming that they may be at Tracksack if you're down here, or check their website and learn a little bit. As you can see, I'm not focused on one shoes, one brand. So I'm kind of becoming a multi-brand on many things I like to do, because I like to try and try to do different things. As I bring in you next week, we'll talk about the trail running shoes. I will show you different type of shoes that I wear and how I feel about it. But anyway, all in all, thanks for listening to another week of Imran's podcast, or sorry, Imran's live video. I'm thinking as a podcast, and hopefully you enjoyed it. And if you have any question, go ahead and ask. If not, we're gonna turn it off for today and come back next week again. Have some more things to explain and show you. So the one thing I always say, and I ask when I do my podcast, one of my questions is always, what type of shoes do you wear? And one of the things I've learned, that everybody has a different brand, everybody has different way, and everybody likes different kind of shoes. So for you to get comfortable in one shoes and never want to change the brand, that's okay, I guess. But still try different shoes. And I think I have got hurt running in Hoka. I have pain running something else. It's part of the thing. But whatever you like. Is continue running that, also try something else. I would have never tried Nike probably if it was not I'm pacing Chicago, but now I paced, and now I wear Nike. Probably it always will be in part of my collection of shoes that I wear, different type of shoes. So I'm looking into cushion and I do a lot of running, my distance running. So I need as much cushion as possible, and so that I can protect my ankle and knees and and everything else. And recovery is also pretty fast. Actually, I recovered very fast last two races than I ran in very hard in January. So I have few more road races. So we'll see how that'll go. I'll talk about it. If you have any question, go ahead and ask. If not, we'll call it a day. And like to thank you for listening. And we'll continue bringing you a live show like this. And of course, come and listen to Imran's podcast. And I think this week I just released this week's Eddie McCoy was there. He's a longtime friend, and he also has different shoes to wear. He talks about all kind of shoes, and I enjoy being out here talking to you. So come out and listen. And I know some of you just joined. I know it's a Thursday night. There's a lot of things going on, families and kids, but just want to kind of bring you. I don't know which night is good, but Thursday kind of works for me. So I'll try to continue to be regularly bring maybe 7:30, 8 o'clock. Try to bring you some live show. So anyway, today if you just joined, we talked about different shoes, the varieties of shoes. Currently I wear a Nike to Ultra Road Ultra. We only talked about the road shoes. Next week when I come back, I'll try to bring you guys. I'll bring you back trail shoes. So let's talk about trail shoes next week. If you have any question, just go ahead and send it in or ask on the live. I think I can read my glass. I can read with it. So thank you, and get recover from Mercedes and join me running somewhere and find me and ask me a question. Catch me whenever you catch me. You can always ask me a question. You know me. So anyway, thank you, and we'll catch you guys next week and on this live show, and listen to Imran's podcast, and find me on Instagram. I'm doing a lot of stories writing on Instagram lately. Trying to push Instagram, and also you guys have been wonderful on the Facebook. So thank you, thanks for listening, and we'll catch you guys next week.